Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, back on Satisfactory for another day. Back on a modded playthrough. And if you'd like to know what those mods are, the mods list is down in the description section of the video, along with a link to Satisfactory Mod Manager, so you can download and install mods for yourself. Yes. So yep, we're back on here, going to be continuing right along with our messing around with plastics, rubbers, plastics, rubber, and oil. So I don't know why I put that wall there, but it's fine. But yeah, we're going to be messing around with that today, so should be fun. We're going to be upgrading a lot of pipes to Mark II. That's what we're going to start out with today. Um, getting those pesky pipes up to Mark II, as well as repainting all the pipes. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to repaint them too. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and we're also going to be getting our heavy oil um, over to here. So that should be fun. So yeah, the first thing I think we should do is we probably should go up here and start upgrading pipes up in the train station. I'm going to remove a wall. And we're just going to clamber on in through that wall. Just right on in here. We're going to upgrade all these pipes to Mark II. Now, unfortunately, as we discovered last time, Mark II pipes do not have a no indicator version currently. I could have swore that it used to have one, but it's no longer there. It's not available right now, so we're going to have to just deal with that, unfortunately. So. We're just gonna go a little bit upgrade happy here, and just do this. It's gonna be a little bit insane. Can't forget about our corners. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. Never mind. Corners are already done. Just upgrade every single one of these. I hate the indicators. I really do. They're not. I'm not a fan. The only time I like the indicators is where I want the indicators to be. It's like I don't want them on my pipes. Upgrading everything. Autosave black. There it is. Since we got Mark II pipes unlocked earlier in the week, I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it? Something like that. I have a hard time remembering things. And then we gotta repaint them. So. Boop, boop. Let's paint. We don't get a satisfying sound on these. It's crazy how some of these have not turned black, but some of them have. I don't understand that. I still don't. That will always be weird to me. It also could be that, oh yeah, that's right. It could also be that indicators are unlocked somewhere else, and they just didn't, or I just didn't do I'm too lazy to go and find them, to be honest. That's alright though. Go ahead and get all these painted. 600 gallons a minute, or I know they're not equally the same, but oh, we forgot a pipe. Yeah, 600 cubic meters on this one. But I'm American, so I'm gonna call it gallons. Okay, that's all them pipes. Upgraded to Mark II and repainted. Now we're gonna go down below. Over here to these ones. Now this one's gonna take me a minute, so I'm just gonna I'm probably just gonna leave this part out, I'm sure. Now then, that has finally been done. Didn't think you guys wanted to watch me do all this. This area right here to upgrade and to paint, because I have to upgrade and then paint. So essentially I have to do each set of pipe twice, and there's a lot. So it did take me a minute, but I did get it done. This is what's annoying as well. I really wish I could take this Mark II pump and put it on these. I know it's bigger and all, but come on. Whatever. So I'm gonna have to remove these pumps. Unfortunately. That's okay. So we're gonna do Mark II. Actually, I want to upgrade these pipes to Mark II. That's what I wanted to do first. Why is it so dark right here? Now it's all bright again? What happened? Am I going crazy, or did that just happen? I'm not sure anymore. I have lost track. But the cool thing is we can cover up Mark II piping and stuff like that. We don't have to... oops. Fell through. Or fell off, I guess. We don't have to worry about these. As long as they're pointing the right way. Because we're not going to paint or upgrade them any further, so... I do want to color these, though. Cautionary yellow. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And we're really putting our system into overdrive as well, because I got like a 10 out of the 20 on both plastic and rubber running currently. So we're not being nice to our system here. Now I love these pumps because they don't have big moving parts outside of their size. Like the other ones, you know, they have those little stalks, which is big enough, and then they've got the actual cylinder with the piston. So they do take more. But yeah, I did get all this upgraded. All that up there is upgraded as well. I had to tear out the floor and the wall up here in order to get those, and then I put it back. Oh, that's not good. Actually, am I okay with this? That is the question. You know, they might look cool rotated. Yeah, that one's sticking outside the wall. I mean, if it was like half of it was sticking outside the wall, I'd probably leave it because it would actually look kind of cool like that. But let's see, Mark II logistics, Mark II pump. Yeah, see how it's all dark all of a sudden? Like, is this the balloon doing that? Hold on, I'm gonna test something. Gameplay, not gameplay. Build in one click. Build placed by 2 clicks, such as conveyor belts, conveyor poles, can now be placed with 1 click. Hold left mouse. No, I hate that. Automatic clearance separation. No, I hate that as well. Video setting. Just over here messing with shit. Bloom. Where's the bloom at? Motion blur's off. Where is the bloom? Don't they have view distance, screen space, reflections, light quality, foliage quality, VFX, anti-aliasing, post-processing, shadow quality, texture quality, ultra. I should always leave that on ultra. I might have turned it down at some point for some reason. No, there is no bloom. Huh. Thinking this bloom is what's causing it. That's fine though. And see, my game runs it runs the same. Yeah, what the heck? I guess I'll just have to use the... Oh, Again, I did that. I put it in the wrong spot. I want to rotate this to the power. So this, yeah, it's like this. No, like this. Unfortunately, the power's on the bottom side. We can see this from outside too. No, there's none of it sticking out. Like, it's going to be close to sticking out, but it's not. Yeah, unlike this. See, if I had it like this, we would have a bit of it sticking. Yeah, the wall there. There's nothing I can really do about that either, so... so yeah, we're gonna do it this way. Yeah. Now if we place that, you shouldn't see any bit of it outside the wall. Nah. Oh, no. Yeah, there's like a little bit that sticks out there when you get far enough away, but yeah. Okay. I'm willing to accept this. I just gotta be willing to accept cable going through the pumps. I think what I might do, we'll pull that Mark II wall outlet up. We'll put one down here. What I might do as well, since we're gonna do that, let's be safe here and put some railing. You just need a high voltage sign and we'll be good. Oh, you know what we should also do too? Oh, I don't have the materials. For, is it this, or is it the other way? I think it's the other way. It's like black and yellow. I think it's this way. And then when we put, we could put a design on here that's like a cautionary high voltage type deal. Later on. It's just I don't have any flower petal, or not flower petals. I don't have any of those paint thingies. I forget what they're called. I don't use them often enough to remember their name. But then again, I don't remember anybody's name. Oh, really? It's not gonna let me use control. It sucks, because the further you get away, I can see better. It definitely has something to do with the bloom somewhere. I'm sure it's in the settings, but anyway. I guess we'll just have to manually get these. I mean, we have to manually rotate them, so. Yeah. That's actually correct. That one's a bit further in than the other one. Change that. Place them all from the bottom. The bottom might be easier because then we don't have to climb up. So we can get a little further away. It just sucks I can't hold control. So I just kind of have to guess. It's hard to see as well. Not the correct position. I think so. I love how the sun's like coming through the wall. There's some lighting issues there. Is that correct? It's always hard to tell. I think I got them all correct. Yeah, I think I got them all where I want them, or where I want them. So, we need to switch this to ocean yellow, black, select color, bang, 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 bang. Okay, and then power line to each one of these. I didn't want it like going directly through. Just like, oh, we'll just hang the cables on the bottom side then. And that's why you need to be cautionary in that area. Plus, moving parts could crush your fingers. You need another one of those warnings too. The warning, the crushing warning. Yeah, because I'm thinking about pushing this wall back to where it was. And we'll just deal with the low clearance. Oops. I need the Sims building tool where I can grab the wall and move it back one, and it deletes the ceiling as well as the excess walls on the sides. That's what I need. Man, we could all benefit from that tool inside Satisfactory. Huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna bring that back to where it was. Sounds good. Okay, so now that that part's done, let's go ahead and get all these pipes out here. I need to go to logistics, and I need to put this on 1, and then put this on 4. Replace those. There we go. Just press 1. Because we're not going to be using Mark II or Mark 1 pipes anymore. I don't even care if we're pushing, 100 cubic meters a minute through a pipe. I'm still using a Mark II pipe. It's just like I don't care if I'm pushing 60 a minute on a belt. If I've got Mark 5 belts available, or Mark 4, Mark 3, Mark 2, whichever I have available as the highest. Whoops, that's not the right one. I'm using them. It's just like I'll never push too much on too small of a belt. Well, I'll try not to anyway. But I will always push. I always push, even if it's too small. For that, I'll always push more, or push it onto a bigger belt. I don't know. That's just the way I am. I don't get into the nitty gritty of the let's mid-max the amounts. It's like I'm only pushing. It's just like, oh, I'm only pushing, I'm only pushing 60 a minute, so I'm going to use a 60 a minute belt. It's just like, nah. Why would you do that? Why didn't that one paint? Paint. Could have swore that. Wow, look at that motion blur. I have motion blur off. F you, game. I actually don't know why I'm like exiting the paint tool each time. No, I turn motion blur off, and for those who don't know, I'll tell you, I have motion blur turned off. I can be on a boat. I can be at high altitudes on a plane. I can be in a freaking race car. I've raced before. It wasn't the greatest race car in the world. It was dirt circle track. But that's a lot of force being put on you because it feels like the car's gonna roll over constantly. Like people don't. I'll talk about that too. But yeah, people don't understand being in a race car. It's just like, oh, it's easy to race. You just go in a circle, especially like NASCAR or something. But you take them and put them in a race car, and they will not like it. They'd be like, how do you counteract the G forces that are being put on your body and still manage to have enough brain power and enough focus to drown all those G forces out and be able to race at high speeds? You know, especially doing high speeds around sharp corners that those corners are not built for the speeds that you're taking them at. You know, that type of stuff. Yeah, people don't understand that. Is like that's why you see like all yeah, people want to make fun of NASCAR, but that's why you see all the NASCAR drivers, except for maybe a few. There might be a few that aren't quite in the shape they should be, but a lot of the NASCAR drivers are all athletes, and it's because their muscles have to atone for the amount of G-forces being put on their car. Um, Even though there's a bank in the curves, a lot of the time there's still a lot of forces being taking you from the center gravity of from your center gravity and trying to push you out the passenger side of the vehicle. Like if you weren't in that 5-point harness, you would probably go flying into the passenger side. You know, as much force is being pushed on you. I mean, yeah, I wasn't racing NASCAR or anything. I'm not that famous. I'm not famous or anything. I just raced at the local tracks that I have in my area. Um, yeah, freaking 5-point harness, and we're in cars that aren't really built to be racing, but that's what they are. They're generally like in the big American boat class as far as cars go. Basically four-door sedan from the mid to late 80s. That type of stuff. And it's a four-door car. It's very, very heavy. And you're racing in it, and it feels like when you're turning the corner at such those high speeds, you got your car on like the edge of sliding. It's kind of sliding, but it's kind of not, but it kind of is, you know, like you are still sliding, but drifting more like, but you're just on that edge where you're about to either lose your speed through the corner or you spin out, you know, that you're just right on that edge, and your whole body's being pushed to the passenger side of the car, and you feel like you're turning this corner, and you almost instinct want to slow down because it feels like the car's going to roll over. That's what it feels like. It is insane. And that's not even that high speeds either. That ain't no NASCAR speed or F1 speeds. No, not even close. And it still feels like I'm gonna roll the car, but you never do. I guess it's just something you get used to. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I can beat a race car, I can beat a plane, I can be on a boat. I'm perfectly fine. As soon as you give me a game with a lot of motion blur, I am very, very motion sick. I get headaches. I start feeling nauseous. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I've actually experienced it a few times. Even on the channel where you guys haven't noticed, but I'll like not have that part in where I'm like going, like feel like I'm about ready to puke up my guts all over the freaking keyboard because of a motion game. I can't hit those, at least. That's good. I was afraid I was going to have to remove those in order to do that. Yeah, so basically my point is I don't get motion sick in the natural sense. Like most people get motion sick on a boat or on a plane, or hell, even in a high-speed car, you know, or a higher speed car, turning corners and going fast. Because all the forces and stuff, getting sick on roller coasters, I don't do that either. I love roller coasters. Although I don't ride them recently anymore since I had Back surgery. Probably not a good idea. Had to have back surgery because ruined my back doing freaking all kinds of physical labor and stuff. Part of it's my fault, but also part of it is a lot of the work I've done in my life has been when I worked for money was always hard labor jobs, always. I guess almost in the realistic sense, backbreaking work. Almost in the literal sense, I should say. It's like, yeah, almost in the literal sense, backbreaking work. That's just because hard labor, I'm good at that. Like that was one of my main skills. Was hard labor. As long as the job wasn't too super complicated, I was able to be like, okay, well, it's gonna be hard work, but you got to move, you know, you got to move all these concrete bags from this side to the other, carry those pipes, load those up, load up all these heavy pipes by hand and stuff like that. Yeah. Speaking of pipes, yeah, I haven't lifted pipes this big. These are like 12-inch or 14-inch. Sorry, yeah, these are like 14-inch pipes, like just over a foot in diameter. The ones I was lifting were what they call 6-inch, I think. It's like 6-inch land rollers. They're just under a foot in diameter. You think, oh, that's not that big. Yeah, but they're 10 feet long. and they're and they're made of steel. I used to pick those things up all the freaking time, man. No big deal. Like, oh, just we'll move it with the truck. Nope. No, that'll take too long to set up. We gotta get this stuff up now. So I just pick them up and move them by hand, all by myself. Like I said, I did a lot of hard labor. Some of it was stupidly hard labor. Stupid on my part. Like, what the hell was I doing? You know, I mean, when I was doing that though, I was also like, in my early 20s, and I thought, I thought what every person in the early 20s thought, they were invincible, and they could. I guess most people, not everybody, but most people. Yeah, I'm invincible. I can do what I want. Like, most people think they're invincible, and they go and party. I thought I was invincible, and I would go and do backbreaking work for very little money. I think when I started doing hard labor, the minimum wage was like $9.25, I think. I am dating myself there. A little bit. That's when I started my super hard labor. I mean, I worked before that, but I never worked for actual money. I worked for my family, which was experience. That's what I call it. Worked for my uncle doing tow trucking jobs, picking up semis off the interstate, stuff like that. 24-hour tow trucking service, working auto mechanics, and I didn't make a penny. Did not make a penny. Because my uncle said, I was in like my teens and stuff like that, so he's like, yep, it's like, am I gonna get paid for this? No. Okay, why am I doing it then? You're doing it for the experience. Okay. For the life experience of working. I don't blame him for it either. I'm not gonna go, oh, that was a terrible time in my life or anything. I got quite a lot of working experience for that. Got me into vehicles. I mean, I've been working on vehicles since I was like 12. like 12 years old, because of my because of that family member. Yeah, he owns 3 different businesses. They're not super big businesses; they're real small, but he owns the. Actually, he gave the mechanic shop to his son, if I remember right. Something like that. Did I paint all these? I did. Okay. On to the next. Over this way. While I'm telling stories, it's like I'm not going to cut the story off, you know. But yeah, it was a pretty good time in my life. I am glad for the experience, honestly. That's the way I look at it. I also got to, speaking of my life experiences, I also got to take care of, or learn how to take care of kids at a young age when I was in middle school and high school. Not because I got anyone pregnant or anything during my high school years. Luckily, I didn't end up in that pool of people. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just that's a bad thing. I don't think you should be getting pregnant when you're in high school, which we did have a few of those in my high school as well. But yeah, the reason is because I have 2 half brothers. I call them half brothers. I mean, they're my brothers, but I was an only child for a very, very long time. Because my father passed when I was 2 years old, and then my mother found somebody online while I was in middle school. Found somebody online on one of the dating sites and started dating him, and eventually had kids with him. And then he was also one of those type of people that loves to get in trouble with the law. You know, one of those, oh, I'll never get in trouble type people. It's like, I'll never get in trouble. I can do this all I want and I'll never get in trouble. That'll never happen to me. And the next thing you know, look, he's in trouble. So yeah, he ended up in jail when my 2 half brothers were very, very young, and my mother working, and me being in middle school and being in high school, being so young, wasn't able to work and help out, so I helped out with the kids instead. So technically I was their father for a little bit. It's a father figure. Don't say I was a great one. I definitely, when I was in that time of my life, I definitely hated every bit of it. But now I look back on it, I'm like, I'm thankful for the experience as well. Thankful for that experience because I know how to take care of children. So when I do finally decide to get into a relationship and have children and stuff like that, I am prepared. I am prepared. Although I am also a video gamer, so it's gonna conflict a little bit. I wonder how that's gonna go. How a YouTuber is gonna do that with being in a relationship and having children. That should be fun. It'll be a fun experience. Don't know when that's gonna happen. Not looking either. Yeah, you'll never find anybody if you don't look. It's like, yeah, but there's a reason I'm not looking. I'm not looking because just got too much other crap going on in my life currently. Making life too crazy right now. Although I think my life would be less crazy if I was in a relationship, probably. Never know. Just gotta try. But no, I'm sitting here playing video games for the entertainment of others. Although it's not very good entertainment, I must say. I don't know. I know I'm a pretty boring YouTuber, but I think I'll eventually think eventually I'll hit that point where just about every YouTuber hits it and they start becoming, entertaining to watch. I think I think most of my views come from people just watching it for like 15, 20 minutes and then going, yeah, I'm done with this shit. I'm out of here. uh, I'm not gonna lie to myself and say, you know, oh yeah, all these people are watching me. This is awesome. Um, I don't know if you know what I meant by that, but it's like this, look at all these people watching me. I'm awesome. There we go. That's what I meant to say. It's like I'm not one of those. Very shrouded in chivalry, I think it's called, something like that. Or what do they call it? Modest. Being very modest. I don't know. I try not to take anything for granted. I try to always be thankful for everything I have. That type of thing. And again, I'll have to explain this. As every time I say stuff like that, it's like, and I don't mean that I'm not targeting anybody and saying that, I'm better than you or whatever. That type of stuff. That's what a lot of people think. Like, oh, so you think your viewers are not, you're not there, your viewers are this, or your viewers are not that. It's like, nah. No. I'm just merely explaining my side of things and why I do certain things a certain way, or say certain things a certain way. Maybe we're getting too old already. I'm getting old already. Yep, I'm doing the old guy routine, back in my day. All that type of stuff. Hell, actually, back in my day, the only really, back in my day, the only phones around were home phones attached to a wall, and then they came out with the phones that you could carry around. I remember that. Million-mile long cord. Yeah, my mother had she had a phone, a home phone at one point with, I think it was like a 100-foot or 200-foot freaking cord, so she could pull it around the house and talk and talk and talk and talk. So yeah, I'd be like, hey, I can misbehave. My mom's on the phone. And all of a sudden I'm misbehaving, and then you get whacked in the back of the head by the freaking receiver. And then she goes back to her conversation like nothing happened. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, that noise? Oh, that was just hitting my son. He's acting up. That's a very naughty child. Or that, get the hell off the internet, I'm trying to use the phone. Oh dear. Or I need to make a phone call in 5 minutes. Get off of there. Back in the good old days of Netscape. Windows 95, I think. I don't even remember. That's been so long ago. The only thing I remember is we had one computer but two different Windows versions. During that computer's lifetime, it was Windows 95 and Windows 98. Of course, we were always behind the times as well, because we were too poor to afford um, the cooler stuff. We were always like generations behind everybody else as far as technology went. Like by the time we got a phone that you could carry around the house, they were already they already had people already had like really cool cell phones, or the first Razor phones. Those were so cool back in the day. I think these are all Mark IIs now. I got painted them all. Yeah, those are all painted. Okay. So now we'll go down below. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I'll go down below and get all those to Mark II. We might not get to the storage facility today because we're doing all this and I'm telling stories again. Old man just blabbering over here. Oh, Grandpa's just telling his stories again. I'm gonna go to the next episode. You know, I don't know. I like sharing my stories with the world. You know, as from old people telling me stories and telling me about their life experiences and what to avoid, maybe I can prevent other people from making mistakes, or I can give them knowledge into the past of what life was like before everybody had smartphones and really badass, awesome computers and stuff like that. Yeah, when we first got our computer, that was definitely in the days of AOL dial-up. Every time you get on the computer, that freaking those noises. Oh my gosh. When you connect it to the internet. And then once you got connected to the internet, and then open up your remember the Windows Mail, the Yahoo Mail, I think it was. I think they did have Yahoo Mail back in the day, back in that time. And then you get on there and it's just like, you've got mail, just playing over the speakers. Yeah, back in the days of Netscape too. Freaking using Netscape. Good old Lighthouse icon. And they had Windows Explorer. I also do remember Ask Jeeves, that website. I was always go on there and ask him stupid questions because I was a child. Quite literally, I was a child. And I was just like, I'm gonna ask him this, I'm gonna ask him that. Because it's hilarious. It's so stupid. I laugh at it now just because how stupid I was as a child. Yeah, the freaking Razor smartphone, the Razor flip phone. There we go. The Razor flip phone. Yeah, that. The first Razor flip phone, I remember that as well. That was a fun, cool looking phone that I always wish I had. Like, man, I want that thing. I remember then when I first got I got my very first mobile gaming device. Good old Game Boy Color. And it was funny too, because like half the games I had, like, oh yeah, it's Game Boy Color. It's got color games. You know, they're not black and white or anything. It's games in color, and then like half the games I had were, what do they call it? What's that color that they have? It's like a orange, kind of really like very washed out orangey color, and they also have blacks along with it, and like maybe some whites. I can't remember what that's called. There's a specific name for those type of colors, or for that color set. You know, kind of like RGB, red, green, blue, that we have nowadays. Is it called monochrome? No, I don't think so. That's something completely different. I'll have to look it up at some point. But yeah, it was like an orangey background, like a very pale orangey background, and then you had anything that was drawn up was in black, and then maybe you had some whites for some contrast on certain things. I don't know. Like that was like most of my games that I had on Game Boy Color. I had a few color games too. I had like a Shrek game. That was, of course, Game Boy Color was also in the time when games didn't have saves. There was no saves for those types of games. It was a code. When you got to a checkpoint in the game, it would give you a code, and then you'd write this code down. I'm freaking failing to get up that ladder. But yeah, you'd write this code down, and then when you go to play the game again, you would enter that code. And then you pick up just about where you left off. And I say just about because there were times where you had to quit early before you got the code, so then you'd have to like replay a section. Yeah, I had like this Shrek game where it was a fighting Shrek game. It was like an arena type game. You know, kind of like Street Fighter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way with the pipes, and then we're going to head this way. Actually, we can go this way. I can chainsaw this stuff down. Oh, that's glitchy. Don't look at that. Oh crap. Yeah, we'll put the stuff underneath the sidewalk here. And then we'll go that way with it. So then, finally, we're going to get to putting pipes down for our storage devices. I had a Game Boy Color, and then the very first gaming system that I ever got was the PlayStation 1. The old PlayStation 1, the old gray one. But that's not the first one I ever played, though. The first one I ever played was Nintendo 64. But I didn't own one. I never owned one. It was just one of those things where, yeah, we don't have money type of deal. You know, the one where it's like, you want to own that? Okay, well, you better get a job then. You know. I mean, back then it's just like, oh, stupid parents, you know, stupid mom. Like, how dare you? How dare you tell me to get a job? You should just buy this stuff for me. Yeah, it was that, and then now it's just like, I understand. I would just put this here. No. It's going to be underground. Nobody's going to notice it. So. Actually, since these have to have indicators, there we go. And we'll do that. That might be too close. Nope. We're good. Okay. Alrighty. Now we can bring these pipes all the way this way. we're going to join up with these other two pipes over here. Or actually, we're going to join up one right here. That's we're going to join the two here. Yeah, because I'm never going to use these iron things, because these are impure, so I really don't care. I really don't. Okay, and then at this point we're going to have 2, 5. So we're going to have this one and this one, and this one and this one. We're going to have to push those back a little bit. So 1, 2, right there. Go back here. Perfect. Let the heavy oil flow. Flow, my heavy oil, flow. That sounds really weird. Now that I think about it. We'll put some supports here on the 4th tile back. There we go. Now we should be able to connect this. Boop. And boop. Good, good. Good. 2. Is that right? Yeah, right there. 1, 2. I'll put this out here so I can walk around this stuff. Just for the moment. And then we'll cover all this up with walls and such. Two. Inner one, connect that one, connect that one, and connect that one, and connect that one. Yeah, getting heavy oil to all 4 of these pipes. Sweet. Okay, so now that it's there, let's go ahead and color these. Can't jump on top of them. Can I crouch? I guess we'll just have to paint one pipe all the way. Yep, and then move to the inner sections. I can jump on top of these and then crouch so we can get those inner pieces. Something like that. Yeah, I'm running us out of time with all these stories, aren't I? I don't know. I think I'm done for today on story time. Yeah, Story time's over, kids. Back in my day, we used to. The way we had our entertainment was playing outside, touching grass. Remember that thing? Go touch grass. You haven't touched grass in a while. Go touch grass. I mean, you know what's funny though? What's even more funny is this: it's the truth. Like the entertainment as I was a kid was the only entertainment was outside. Was outside, getting into fights. I was also in the inner city, so my entertainment also was joining a gang. Uh, yeah, the area that I lived in. Here we go with story time again. That story time was over. Um, and we'll just do walls, sure. Or no, just do foundations. It's fine. Um, yeah, the only reason the gangs wanted younger children is because younger children can get away with stuff, and more than likely, the younger child's not going to say anything, you know, because they don't want to get in trouble. So they're, I think he's black. Forgot. Yeah, so they're just not going to say anything at all. But yeah, they hired us for. I say hired. They basically told us what to do. Like, you're part of the gang, and of course we went, oh, that's awesome, you know. We're part of a gang, that's so cool. It's like, don't tell anyone. It's like, here's what I need you guys to do. And the only thing that we did was mostly vandalism. Like, if the gang had anybody that they were mad at because they pissed them off or whatever, or decided for any reason to irritate that gang. I mean, we didn't have much information, so I don't have much information. I just know that we were told to mostly do vandalism and stuff like that, or take this and run type of deal, you know. Because, you know, police are they're going to see a young kid running down the street and they're not going to think anything of it. But if they see a young adult or a full-grown adult or, you know, anything of the two, they're going to stop them and be like, why are you running? But if they see a young kid running down the street, they're like, oh, he's probably just late for getting home, or he just, you know, playing. He's just running for the hell of it, that type of deal. So that's why we were targeted, I guess you could say. Targeted by gangs to do stuff. I know, it's just like, and it's hard to believe, I know. It's very hard to believe, because it's like, you have like a southern accent or a hillbilly accent. You're like a hillbilly, right? It's like, yeah, but I grew up in those cities, in those poor neighborhoods. That was that was most of my childhood. It's those inner cities and such. Those what they call the hood. Ah, lag. Okay, I'm gonna drag this all the way down this block, but I don't think we're gonna need all this. We're gonna chop this stuff down to it. Yeah, we got room. What's this? Oh, that's the one I painted. I remember this now. Aha! Okay. It's find a way to get up top. I'm gonna enclose all this now that it's all connected. That. Oops, nope. It's like, what? Actually, I was born. Yeah, quite literally as well. I was actually born in a small town. Quite crazy to believe. Of course, the only reason we left was because of my father passing. Let me know if you guys don't want to hear this type of stories. If you're just like, no, we don't want to hear about your life. We don't want to hear your life story. Shut up. I'll go, okay. Just play the game. Don't try to entertain us with your sob story. And I'll go, okay. Right? I'm gonna get back up there. Guess we'll do this. Nope, we won't do that. Maybe this one? That won't work. We'll grab some architecture. We'll grab some lauter. Yeah, seriously though, if you guys don't want to hear this type of stuff, do let me know. I'm more than willing to compromise and go, okay, no more stories. I mean, I might be a little sad about it, but I'm not gonna be super angry. Because, you know, not everybody wants to hear that type of stuff. Okay, so where are we at over here? Aha, I was actually pretty close. Right there. So I'm gonna remove all this for the moment. Yeah, because we're not gonna get to doing the storage today, but the least we can do is figure out where the pipes are gonna come in. Do we have a center? Okay. Back up. Back on your feet, soldier. Yeah. So it would have to be an odd number, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's a 10. It could be a 9. We could leave this to like a space. 1, 2, 3, space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, space. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, space. So this one here. Yeah, and then we could just leave this out of this block. Oh yeah, because this would be a sidewalk anyway. I mean, it doesn't go nowhere. We can make it go somewhere. We can actually bring that down there in like a set of ramps and such. We could do a half ramp because there's nothing below there. Yeah, we could do that. Okay. Anyway, now that we know where we're gonna put our, we know where we're gonna lay some pipe. Oh yeah, and I've already lost the spot. This one here. We're gonna paint it. Boop. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna do foundation. I'm gonna put a 1 meter foundation here. Because we're gonna bring pipes up in through this area. See, they'd have to turn in order to do that, huh? We could make them curve and come back this way. Like this. Make them come in through there. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then we can put pumps and bring them up. Hey, it's raining. Sweet. Look at the reflections, I love it. Okay. Okay. So I want to kind of put them here. Like that. Right? And that's why I'm like, okay, they'll curve around. Very long plastic. So that's that, and then so there, 1, 2. It's like that should be straight. That wind is still going out there. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's how this game works. Always works in twos. Okay. Are all these pipes full? No, 2 of them are empty. Yeah, it's the 2 that aren't on. Those ones are pretty much empty, so that's fine. 1, 2. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Uh-oh. I might need more space. Hold on, we'll build this backwards a little bit. This. There. That was one back. Actually, no, that's too far back. Okay. Yeah, and we should have enough room to put pumps there. One, 2. Should be. Just make sure it's straight. Yes. Okay. 1, 2. 2. 2. Yeah. I'm gonna have to move these back slightly. So we're gonna need one more foundation this way. 2. This one's being a bit of a pain. Autosave lag. Okay, now that we have the basis, there. And okay. Two. 1, 2. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Might have to back these up. Oh, we'll just do that. Yeah, because otherwise it's gonna be a problem. Delete all those. F them out of existence, as it's called in this game. One, two. Okay. Oh, I'm typing. I did not see I was typing in the what do you call it? The tilde menu, whatever. The command menu, I guess. You can type in commands in this game all you want, but as far as I know, they still don't work. You need a mod if you want to unlock those. You want to unlock commands in the game. I'd imagine maybe 1.0 will bring functionality of the command chat, or the command thing. 1, 2. 1, 2. Or they might come with, if they decide to do a, there we go. If they decide to do a creative mode, you know, a bit like Minecraft, I guess. We can just play the game without any limitations. So we have it on black. We'll go ahead and paint all of these connectors. Let's get right up in here. Oh yeah. And nope, missed one. Got it. Boop, 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 boop. Boopity boop. Boopity boopity boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Okay. I did miss 2 of those. Switched over. I didn't realize we were still this far away. I'm gonna change that to a 4 meter. That should cover it. Just X. No. Just X. The L. Foundations. There we go. That covers everything. Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay. Then put a foundation here. I'm gonna get rid of all those. We don't need those. There we go. Use the smart mod there. That one's already got the bits to it, so let's do that. Okay. Oh, we need to leave this open. You know what we can do though? I think I missed. full foundation in this section. And then we need a 1 meter right there. Oh, I should have left that ladder there, because now I can't jump out. Oh, we don't need to jump out just yet. Need to put down some 4. Yeah, I have enough. Okay. I'll have to get some power here too. Should be fun. Under here, I won't care anyway. We'll put it like up there. There we go. Oh, one's backwards somehow. Wait, are all these backwards? I think all these are backwards. Yeah, I thought something was fishy, but I didn't know what. And now I know it was fish. Let's paint these up, or down here. So now these will pump pressure into the system. So all of it's going to end up down here. It's just going to be pumped up. Let's see. Where should we have a power pole? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that out next time. We may have to place some things before we figure out some other things. So for now, I'm going to put up a ladder. I like how the ladder's got a line up marker. It's weird. It's lining up with something. Bit of foundation. Wait, how did I accidentally paint this? Did I miss a pump? Okay. So I'm going to undo this sidewalk so that we have an insight into that there's pumps down there. Alright. Well then. We are way over time for today. So I guess we'll go ahead and end it here. So that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory and whatnot. So I guess next time, now we'll finally get to the facility. Now we got all the pipes together where they need to be and whatnot. And everything's upgraded here as well. Including both stations for one for plastic, one for rubber. So anyway, like I said, that's going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed, and until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.